I do want to hit Ben Roethlisberger here, retiring after 18 years in the NFL. And there will be lots of talk about his legacy, football and otherwise. We just played his farewell address that he delivered on Twitter. And I remember meeting Roethlisberger for the first time when he was a pre-draft, soon-to-be rookie in the NFL. He came to NFL Total Access, and I interviewed him right there in the middle of our old studio. I had hair, and he had some suit on that I don't think he's worn again since. And he got drafted in the NFL, kid from Findlay, Ohio. And interestingly enough, he had Steelers colors on the night that he got drafted. And that's kind of fitting. I know there was some talk he might have been drafted by the Giants, and who was going to take this kid whose name was very difficult to pronounce.
Yeah, right.
And kid from Miami of Ohio. Nobody saw him really nationally play football. This is prior, I think, in a way, to those Maction nights on ESPN.
Yeah.
You know, that people would watch all that Maction.
I would venture no one really heard of him unless you were kind of a hardcore tape head or,
Well, certainly since the night was ruled by, Eli, will the Chargers take him or not? Oh, wait a minute. Then the Giants took Rivers, and then they made like an NBA draft trade.
Right.
And then Roethlisberger didn't get the start. But when Tommy Maddox went down in week 2, he comes in Baltimore, threw a couple touchdown passes, and then got the start the next week. And I just remember talking on Total Access that Alan Faneca, who eventually became a Hall of Famer, was talking about that, this kid, that they weren't ready really for this kid. They had a team that could win right now. And here comes a rookie. And what's going to happen with the rookie? Well, what happened is the rookie didn't lose a game the rest of the regular season.
Yep.
Roethlisberger became Rookie of the Year, and that was in a rout. So he went deep into the playoffs his first year, and then the next year became the youngest Super Bowl winner in history. That's a record that stands today. Year 2. Go, you try and break that, Joe Burrow. I mean, it's entirely possible that this kid from Ohio could go ahead and do that this year, make a year 2 Super Bowl win. He's got that on his possibility. And so Roethlisberger wins the Super Bowl, and then I'll never forget that June 2006 day sitting on Total Access set, and all of a sudden our entire day gets totally turned upside down because Roethlisberger's in a hospital. That he had a motorcycle accident and wasn't wearing a helmet.
Yeah, I remember that.
Nearly killed him. Literally rearranged his face. Yeah. And that was the first time that you got a sense that Roethlisberger was making some poor choices. Then came allegations from a golf outing in Tahoe, and then the state of Georgia, and Roethlisberger not getting charged, but women saying that Roethlisberger assaulted them, and eventually a 6-game suspension from the NFL in 2010. And that's the way that Roethlisberger followed up another Super Bowl win. One in which, I got to be honest with you, he deserved MVP honors, and I don't know if it was
totally agree.
if it was any of these allegations that came out of Tahoe that people were just like, I don't know, but that guy lit it up that night in Tampa.
Yep.
And Santonio Holmes made some great catches, including dotting the I, I should say, in the end zone. Somebody was making those throws.
And escaping pressure and
Oh my
keeping
God.
the play alive.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was amazing.
And that's part of Roethlisberger's legacy, is incredible individual achievement, 2 Super Bowl championships, but not a lot of personal credit that you would see afforded him that the other elite quarterbacks of his era were getting at all. And, unlike the other guys who were drafted with him, Rivers and Eli or anybody else at the position at the time, he was the one who could move. And he's the one for whom the play started after he was hit. All the other quarterbacks, you hit them, you get to Rivers, you get to Eli. That's the end of the play. You hit Roethlisberger, now it's on. And his suspension got knocked down from 6 to 4 games. He found his wife and married her, and now they have these 3 beautiful kids. And I find it, I totally get it that he talks about his love for his wife and his family, because it appears they turned his life around. Again, I'm not privy to everything, but it seemed like it turned his life around. And I think, part of that beautiful video was not only to include everybody and make sure that he said everything, but if he has a press conference, a lot of this other stuff that I'm talking about right now will be brought up, and I have to bring it up. It was part of his career. It's what I was talking about for a long time with him as we were covering at the time in 2010. Hines Ward called the suspension justified. But what's justified as well for Roethlisberger is a first ballot Hall of Fame selection, 5th most passing yards in the history of the NFL, 8th all-time on the touchdown list, 418. Rivers got him by 3, interestingly enough, in the draft class that they were associated together. Eli had 366. In terms of most passing yards of all time, the only ones in front of him, Brady, Breeze, Peyton, and Favre. 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time passing yards leader for a season. I mentioned he's the youngest Super Bowl winner in history. He also has 2 other aspects individually. He's the only quarterback in the history of the NFL to have 12 touchdown passes over a 2-week span. It was weeks 8 and 9 of 2014 that he went 6 touchdowns and no interceptions against Indianapolis. And the next week against the Ravens, he went 6 touchdowns with no interceptions. Nobody's ever done that before. And I proffer to say, if somebody does have 6 and 6 ever again, you might see that person throw a pick. He had a clean sheet.
Wow. And
you take a look at 500-yard games. There's only somebody, there's multiple quarterbacks in the 500-yard game club. There's only one name listed 3 times, and it's Roethlisberger's. He had 3 of them, including the 5th all-time game that used to be the 4th until Joe Burrow lit up the Ravens in December. And Burrow's the guy who can match Roethlisberger to go to the Super Bowl and win it in year 2. Kid from Athens doing it, when a kid from Findlay doing it for the Steelers. And boy, did he love beating the crap out of the Browns, too. Oh, and the Bengals. So that's basically my 2 cents on Roethlisberger's career. We'll see him in Canton, kid from Findlay. And the Steelers love him forever. Love him forever. And good luck to who's next. Good luck to who's next.
Right. Like you talk about some of the great handoffs in NFL history, right? The Colts had a great one from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck. Didn't work out as many had hoped with Andrew Luck retiring kind of early, but Green Bay, the gold standard from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, 2 championships.
Yep. You could also say...
Who could be next?
I don't know.
Who is going to answer
Great question.
18 straight years of winning seasons?
Don't know.
In Pittsburgh. It's
That's
remarkable.
one of the biggest mysteries of this offseason right now. And, and a lot of Steeler fans are maybe hoping that Rodgers, that little head nod towards Mike Tomlin earlier this season was about that sort of thing. But one last thing, I guess, on Roethlisberger, that one of his greatest achievements is he went to 3 Super Bowls in the Brady era in the AFC.
Yeah.
He made 3 Super Bowls when Brady was there and doing it. He made 3.
I mean, there was a stretch where the Super Bowl winners were either Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, or Ben Roethlisberger.
And with Flacco sprinkled in once.
Like a little dab of Flacco, a spritz of Rodgers here, and that was it.
Right.
For like a whole decade.
Right. So that's my my take on Roethlisberger right there. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.